Hi, thank you for joining me on the Discover Your Life Today YouTube channel. My name is Maveen Kaura. I'm from discoveryourlifetoday.com. Today I'll be going over 15 things effective leaders do to become the best managers. You can find this article as well that I've written at discoveryourlifetoday.com/effective leaders. If you're new to management or if you've been in management for a long time, I believe you can definitely benefit from listening to this video that I'll be doing today. Grab yourself a piece of paper and a pen, maybe your Evernote, or even open up a Word document if you're on your laptop or desktop. Let's kind of go over some of the things in that. There's a huge difference between effective leaders and managers, and this is kind of what I'm going to be talking about as well. Managers demand that the team follow their lead, while effective leaders, don't demand, but they lead through personal examples. Leaders want to help everyone on their team improve so they can also have the effective results that they are looking for. As a leader, you do the right things and get your team to follow and your example as well. Many times management becomes comfortable and loses focus on what needs to be done. So this is the idea. I'm going to be giving 15 steps that any manager or leader can follow to improve their management style and really cater to how they handle their team and how they interact with everybody on their team. These principles can also be used in your personal life as well. The leadership principle that we are going to be talking about here. Number one is be the example of leadership, the coach, the leader, and the mentor. So this means, learn the principles that you need to learn and then do those exact things, right? If it says don't lie, then don't lie. Teach your team that lying is not going to be a good consequence for them, as well as the only way you can do that is by showing them through your examples. Number two, to becoming an effective leader. Will the real leader please stand up? The leader helps employees see and create the environment that they want to create so they can attract new customers that are coming to the business or attract the current customers of the business. They help the staff find ways to increase their goals and help the staff understand on how they can do that. And then again, that's also done through step one by coaching and leading as well. And that's what leaders do. When people are being taught on how they can increase their sales, they also then turn around and help other employees and train them on how they can actually do the exact same thing in their position as well. The idea is to allow everybody to be successful and teach success as they go up or down that ladder or chain of command. Number three is understand the importance of losing customers versus employees. This is something that I think the effective leaders focus on. We can definitely lose customers and we can always gain new customers. We can always lose employees and hire new employees. Each one of them have a cost associated with them. By losing customers, we are losing money to our bottom line. The customers that we lose potentially are telling other customers or potential customers not to come and shop with us. So that we have to understand that, as well as, there's a cost to hiring and firing employees as well. We spend the time to hire, we spend the time to teach and train in our system and to give them all the tools that are available, maybe courses and classes and time is dedicated to get the employee up to par on being able to sell or deal with our customers that we have. And then when we have to let them go, there's of course again a cost of letting them go, as well as rehiring somebody and retraining somebody for that position. So it's really important to understand what that actually looks like. As a leader, we must not accept mediocrity in ourselves or mediocrity in our employees. If you allow people to accept that mediocrity when people join the company, those values become ingrained in the company, and it's very hard to have people let those values go. The only way that can sometimes be done is when we have to let the leader of that team go. And again, as a leader, your goal is not to be let go. Your goal is to really satisfy the needs of your employees. So, provide them with examples of not being mediocre, but how they can increase their value in themselves and in the company. Number 5, take your time in the hiring process. So when you are going to be hiring somebody or firing somebody, it is going to cost you money and time and resources and hours, and it is important to hire the right people. So if you're going to be hiring people, spend time in the hiring process, ask the right questions, interview enough people, make sure the skills are lining up with your company's vision and mission statement, so you can go ahead and then bring in the right people on your team and teach and train them in your system that you have in place. If you need to fire staff, okay, so this is going to happen, right? Not everybody's going to work out. Hey, man, I know I haven't worked out for a couple different companies as well, and this sometimes happens, right? They come in, I have the necessary skills, or you have the necessary skills, but as soon as you get to the job, that job and your skills may not quite line up, or you may not understand how to get those jobs and skills to line up, right? Not everybody's going to fit in for a whole bunch of different reasons, and as the leader, your job is to coach people and mentor people for team success. And again, if people aren't performing, you can definitely give them the tools to perform. But if they have a bad attitude and can't turn that attitude around, you do have to look at letting them go, because you don't want their negative attitude to affect other people on your team. A positive focused leader is what you want. A positive people focused leader is what we're looking for here. And so we want someone who can make the hard decisions when it is the time to do so, and that's something that you're going to have to do as well. Number 7, contract fulfillment. So there's two sides of the contract. There's the employee and there's the employer. The employer says, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Employee, these are the things that we're going to need you to do. This is the amount of money we're going to pay you to do these things, and these are the results we're going to want from you. And the employee, is being told the exact same thing. Here's what you need to do. This is how you do it, and these are the results we need to do, and this is how we're going to pay you, or how much we're going to pay you. So both sides need to understand what that looks like. Both sides need to understand what the benefits are, outside of just employment as well. There's other benefits included for compensation for, say chiropractor or acupuncture or whatnot as well. And everybody needs to understand what those are. As a leader as well, when we hire these new employees, we need to let them know and help them understand what the benefits are of compensation, like I said, the benefits of our product and services, what type of company hours are we're working, the company culture, what kind of behaviors are expected, and also let people know what your core company values are, along with what your community involvement looks like as well. Number 8, an effective leader to become a manager must also give out responsibilities to their employees. So leaders learn how to delegate with trust and belief and confidence by giving a clear direction to the person that needs to complete the job on how things need to be completed and what kind of results are expected. Effective leaders give the right type of work to the right people and don't give tasks to people who are going to fail at completing those tasks. Sure, you may, as an effective leader, push people outside their comfort zone to accomplish this, but the leader's job is to ensure that people are growing in that position, not stressing out or failing in that position, because this doesn't give people confidence when they get another job that they have to complete, because this just puts way too much stress on people, and then they may have to go on sick leave, or they quit or whatnot, and we don't want that. Number 9, the important thing a leader does is meet with employees regularly. The character of a leader is determined when they understand how to communicate with different type of personalities, right? There are 4 different basic personalities. There's the red, I learned this by colors, red, green, the blue, and the yellow. The red being the more direct person when you talk to them, the blue being very detailed, green being, show me you love me, and then we'll kind of work with you, and the yellow being the super bubbly personality that you do see at your work. So once you learn how to recognize these type of personalities, then you can really understand how to talk to these type of personalities, and in meeting with these personalities, you can start understanding on how to help each individual person grow. As a leader, it's important to set some time, weekly or bi-weekly, to have meetings with your employees and ask them good questions, allow them to talk, so you can get to better understand them. Great leaders will also pay attention to what is being said and what is not being said. They'll take notes and ask good questions to their employees so they can better understand them. As an effective leader as well, you want to learn as much as you can about the other person, and again, be able to expand your relationship and grow that relationship while that person is working with you. The 10th thing effective leaders do is show appreciation to their staff and the people that they work with. Good leaders, I believe, find ways to encourage their staff, and they may bring in stuff like coffee or donuts or other healthy snacks as well. Maybe say thank you to their employees, and even potentially let them go home early if that's something that's available for the company. Again, depends on the type of job that you're working at. Many leaders ask their staff as well what kind of bonuses they would enjoy getting outside of money in case, right? So something like movie tickets might be something that your employees may enjoy. Right, you can train your staff to recognize what other people are doing a great job as well, and ask people to also let you know when other people are doing a great job, so you can then also have them recommend and appreciate the employee, and as well as they can also do the exact same thing as well. Confronting employees. So this sounds like a negative thing, and sometimes it is. Unfortunately, when we have to confront an employee, it is typically because maybe the employee has not lived up to their end of the bargain on what the contract says, or they have a bad attitude towards their work and are maybe dragging other people down. Their attitude is something that we should not take lightly, especially if it's a negative attitude. What happens when we don't deal with the problem? That problem gets bigger, it affects everybody else, just like a cancer really going through your body. Generally, if you don't help fix the problem, there's only one other person to blame, and that's yourself, because you are the leader. It's your job to recognize when these things need to be done. Number 12. 12 is be firm, fair, and friendly with everybody. So being firm means, setting clear guidelines and goals on expectations, daily activities, and deadlines, and helping people understand they have to work within budgets. Being a fair leader is letting people know what is expected of them. Most people will follow you as long as you treat them fairly. Being friendly. Be friendly, of course, but recognize that you are the leader, you're the mentor and the coach. This doesn't mean you have a big ego, and what it means is that you have the responsibility to help people carry out their responsibilities for their company, and you help them understand what they need to do in a friendly manner, but also sometimes you need to be direct, so make sure you're being direct when you need to. The 13th thing effective leaders do, to inspire their staff so they can also become a great manager, is help them increase their sales. As a leader, you should help your staff, get to their targets monthly, as well as maybe exceed their monthly targets as well. This means that they're going to be being able to put more money in their pockets at the end of the month, especially if you're in a sales position that's also commission-based. As a leader, you should provide your staff with books, audio courses, maybe some podcasts they can listen to, some additional resources that they can have so they can have the opportunity to do the best job possible. Your job as a leader is to help people on your staff, create the best presentation possible, so when they are meeting with clients that they can really learn how to focus in on closing those sales as well. Your job is to ensure people have the right skills and so they can ask the right questions and close more sales as well. One thing you can do is review the scripts that your sales agents have with your sales agents, and help them format a script that works for them based on their personalities. And because you're having those weekly talks with them or bi-weekly talks, you really are understanding people's personalities, and you can help them form questions based on their personalities as well as the personalities they may be dealing with. Number 14, networking. So a good leader recognizes when staff is in a sales slump, and they recognize this before the numbers start reflecting it. You can start looking at people's database and really see what kind of stuff they have in their sales funnel. If they have a lot of stuff going on in there, if they have a few things going on there, you can really start seeing where the person needs help before they start experiencing negative impacts of not making sales. So a good leader will really help their staff understand why they need to network with the people that they already currently know. As an example, you may have 300, 400, 500 people or more on your Facebook friends. That's a great network to start to maybe do business with. Maybe not everybody on your Facebook page will want to do business with you or have a need for your product or service, but there's probably going to be a few people in there that are the low-hanging fruit that you can probably network with and do business with. Maybe they'll buy your product or service, and if they don't want to buy your product or service, potentially they can tell other people about your product or service, and then help you network your way to growing your business. And number 15, I believe, is another thing that effective leaders do with their staff to become a really good manager, is really help people understand their health goals as well. This is something a little bit out of the norm, but I do believe that a good leader does care about the overall health of their employees and staff. And again, there's certain things that they will do is, maybe talk to them. Again, this is only something that can be done sometimes with an HR personnel. Maybe it's not the leader themselves, but they're finding the staff some help. Now, sometimes the staff is so comfortable that they can actually talk to the manager, one-on-one, and try to get some help. So sometimes, they may talk about exercise plans or diet plans and give the person maybe some tips on how to become lean, especially if that manager themselves is someone who is health conscious and diet conscious as well. Not saying that this is something that every effective leader needs to do, but I think if you're a leader, you want to be ensuring that your staff is healthy, coming to work healthy as well. And the only one way that I know how to ensure that is by having yourself be healthy and having a staff be healthy as well. So people are taking less sick days as well, and this is a huge benefit to the company in the overall picture as well. The less sick days, more income that the company can create. So these are kind of the 15 principles I believe that an effective leader can use to become the best manager for their people, either at work or even with their family at home as well. So a lot of these principles can go both ways. What I would recommend is subscribing to the YouTube channel if you haven't already done so. Like the page, like the video as well. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you've had an opportunity to read the discoveryourlifetoday.com/effective leaders article as well. Leave a comment below. Let me know what are some of the things that you'll be focusing on that are mentioned in this video, or if there's other principles that you feel that should also be mentioned along with this video. Again, my name is Maveen Kaur from discoveryourlifetoday.com. This is the Discover Your Life Today YouTube channel. I hope you have yourself a best day, and I hope you're able to go out there and become an effective leader for your people.